I'm scared.
Alright nerds, we are back, and it's a special one. Callie's here, joining me, Wally, and this is the 100 subscriber special that we've been meaning to tape for a while, because we're a little bit past 100 now. We've been meaning to tape this, and I've had a bottle cellared for an occasion. I figured this would be the proper occasion for it. All 100. I mean, we're like only 100, but that's fine, because we really want to drink this. We are drinking this bad boy right here. Some Horrell's Mega Blend 2011. 10-year-old, just about 10-year-old beer. It's a goose, which means it's lambics, made from a whole bunch of breweries. And lambics are neat because lambics are already like kind of mixed up. Like they use several different types of made beer anyway. So this lambic uses new lambic at the time, so we use 1-year-old lambic and then 2- and 3-year-old lambics. They mix them, but 1-year-old lambics still need fermentation, so they ferment it in a bottle, and that's why that cap went flying across the room.
I also want to point out, year of our wedding.
Oh, fancy. Really?
So I'm really excited to be drinking this, and I checked today, we have 110 subscribers.
Yes.
And I think that's very cool. So 2011, 11-0.
Yes.
It all works out.
Yes.
It all makes sense.
If you look at it backwards.
If you look at it backwards, this is how many subscribers we have, but I'm not going to turn it upside down because I would pour it out.
Pour it out. So again, goose, lambic blend, uses all these brews at the bottom.
And
Three Fontaine, Timmerins, Hansons, Lindemans, which is pretty cool.
for people who haven't watched other episodes and seen me, I'm the one who sneaks back here and Wally passes me the beer that I can try. And I'm probably his most prolific commenter.
Yes, on all our live shows that we did for the Advent calendar.
Yes.
I just realized this. Best before October 28th, 2030.
Well, we're good then.
Yes, yeah, we're definitely really good. Okay, so do you want a drink? We'll pour it. We'll smell it. We'll drink a bit. We'll talk about what lambics are if you want.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I'll pour yours first.
Yes, you have to pour for me because that is not my specialty. And so I think today, so that you don't poison my imagination, like you did with the creamed corn episode where everyone just tasted creamed corn.
But Adam from Analog said cream corn is a thing.
It was flaked corn used in the Analog beer. But why don't I give you a couple of my thoughts before you tell me the connoisseur view of things.
But be honest with your aromas, because there's lambics have a distinctive aroma, especially gooses and especially old ones like this, that can be off-putting.
Cheers.
Cheers. It can be off-putting, and your body almost doesn't want to notice it. But we'll see if you notice it, and if you don't, I'll bring it up after.
So this is not my first. I have had one before. I haven't had this.
Like Mega
vintage.
Blend?
I haven't had this type of thing, but we have had a few, so I know I like them.
Yes. So this is like a Mega Blend, essentially. They did a bunch. Every year they did them for like 7 years or 8 years. I think they're still doing them anyways. It started in 2008 or 9. They combine a whole bunch of different blends of lambics into a goose, which is just lambic blends. So not all lambics are made the same. They use different fruits and different ingredients in it, right?
I know I like lambics. I know I like natural ferments. So natural fermented wine, kombucha, all of those like funky smells like that. I'm going to use the word funky 80,000 times. But I know I love that. So I'm hoping this doesn't disappoint. So yeah, should we do a nice little zoomy on what it looks like? It's a really nice, almost like a peach color.
Yeah. There'll be chunkies in it.
Oh, you're too high. Oh, you're showing the...
Yeah, there will be chunkies in it.
Oh, you're showing the bottom. Oh, yeah.
There should be chunkies if you can see it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not going to get them that much because we're at the top of the bottle. But I think for the next one, you will swish it around a bit if we want another one. Because they add, like, they're in there for a reason, right?
Yeah. What's the percentage on this before we?
7%.
7%. So
Lambics tend to.
medium strong beer.
Well, it's strong.
Is it strong beer? You've had like 8 to 10%.
Yes, I have some 12% behind me. Lambics tend to go like 6 or 7%. So, excuse me, I'm just gonna turn that off there.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay. Smelling. Is that where?
Yep. We'll do aroma first.
Oh, I like it already. I'm very excited. Okay. You can definitely tell instantly that natural ferment, that funkiness, the same smell that's in natural ferment wines and natural, like the kombucha. Kind of, I always say it's like a foot smell, but people don't like me using that term, but it's that that bacteria and that yeast and that, yeah, I love that smell.
It's old cheese. That's kind of like the smell like cheese.
That's that funky, I smell fruit. I smell like peaches.
Apricot, peaches.
Apricot, yeah.
Probably lots of berries.
I don't know what a berry smells like. I guess I know what strawberry smells like.
Yeah, but sometimes like you'll notice in my reviews I just say muddled, like muddled tropical.
Berries, yeah.
Muddled berries because it's just berry.
What do blueberries smell like? You wouldn't know anyways.
Blueberries smell like, I don't know. Like they have, it's hard, you can't really describe how a specific thing smells.
Yeah. It smells sweet.
But you get apricot, you get pit fruit, like lighter pit fruit like peaches.
It smells sweet and wild. And it's really bubbling.
Yes.
It's really nice bubbles.
So in lambics, they're wild fermented. So the wort is cooled down in a cool ship, which is a big open boat essentially. That's like made out of copper.
Okay.
And so it cools in there.
So the copper is touching the beer?
Yeah, like it'll be in this big copper thing called a cool ship. Or metal, right? And so then it undergoes like the wort cools in there, and then that picks up. Now that's where a lot of natural fermentation comes from, because it's exposed. So you can get, they've identified up to 80 different bacteria and 100 and some different organisms in lambics.
So what you're saying to me is this is a probiotic health nutritional supplement.
It'll have everything from like natural yeast in the air, depending on the farm, to like spiderwebs.
Yeah.
Just whatever falls in it. They just put it, and then further fermentation in wood barrels. So a lot of that fermentation comes from the yeast and bacteria in the barrels.
Right.
So that's like it's kind of a misnomer that it just all the fermentation and all the bugs come from the cool ship. Or really a lot of it's from that wood. So what they do is to get certain flavors, use different types of barrels, different types of wood, or different wine barrels, or whatever they want to use, or reuse lambic barrels.
Okay, so the moment of truth. I get to taste it. I really want to taste it.
But there's like,
it's got a lot of smells happening.
Leather and hay, and like horse blanket, and cheese, and like. In addition to all like the real delicious sounding words that we said.
I can get the like warm hay.
Smells like a barn.
Yeah.
There's barn, but it smells like it smells like an orchard and a barn.
Yeah.
Like if you grew an orchard in a barn. Okay, well, I want to taste this. So cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
I like it.
So right off the bat, you get super vinegar. You get a ton of like astringency, like you get from underripe blackberries. That sort of, that tingle, that bite.
Kind of that
the astringency.
The kiwi feeling, like when you get into the outside of a kiwi or something, yeah.
Yeah, but
or pineapple, the way,
but I would say like the pith of a blackberry or an underripe blackberry, that kind of like chewy kind of.
I definitely get, there's a lot, I think this is why I like sour beer. I like sour beer, I like natural ferment wine, I like kombucha, and they all have that vinegar, but not pure vinegar. And they have that kind of wild taste. And they have that yeast and bacteria, like, really comes out. And it, you don't get the hops, you don't get the bitter, you don't get the beer flavor. You just get pure, that sour goodness. That's my favorite.
I'm trying to see if
it's really it's a really complex flavor.
Yeah, there's almost too much to say because you get some peach in there. Now there is hoppiness, but they use hops a bit different. they use aged hops, and the hops are more meant, they add a little bitterness, but they're meant to like disinfectant essentially.
It's more sour than I was expecting. Like not sour in a bad way, but sour like a sour candy, like that acid, you know, actual feeling and flavor. And you definitely get that feeling of like biting into a banana skin that sucks all the moisture out of your mouth. Yeah.
Well, just the vinegars, so you get a bit of heartburn from it sometimes if you drink it too fast. I do.
Not me.
But so there'll be a lot
There's
probably a lot of tannins in it, probably a lot of sulfites in it.
So is this one of the ones where you want to warm it up as you drink it, or do you want to keep it cool?
I wouldn't touch it. It'll just naturally warm.
Yeah. So did you look up the type of glass? Is that why we have stemmed glasses today?
That's what I've seen you should drink this in. Yeah, I mean, you can just drink it whatever the hell you want to drink it in. Nautic pints for all that matters, but this is more preferred. We didn't have matching glasses in the house. So
No.
I'm drinking.
I've broken all the wine glasses.
I have a brandy snifter and you have a wine glass, so.
We only have one wine glass. Send help.
That's why I drink in like our little like, well, I won't show this one because it's dirty.
Yeah.
Wine it, but.
We usually have a stemless wine glass, so we have mostly red wine glasses. I don't drink a lot of white wine, so we don't have the smaller white wine glasses, but stemless red wine glasses we use for water, we use for pop. That's kind of our main drinking glass.
So now you can see like the...
And then pint glasses are our other...
sediment.
Yeah, a little bit of sediment. It's definitely the top, and I actually think that that's going to really change the flavor, because if you have other natural ferments, you get a very different, you do get more vinegar at the top and you get more yeast at the bottom because the yeast settles. So I'm expecting it to get yeastier as we go to the bottom.
Yeah. I'd be curious to know.
So just shake it. Shake it before.
I'm going to do, yeah, geez, I think, no way. I think I put a hole in our wall.
You're definitely going to put that clip in, right? Of
Yes.
opening the bottle. I may have screamed.
We opened it beforehand in case there was a giant mess, and we figured outtakes, right? I'd be curious to know what's in the blend, because I get peach. That is a predominant fruit.
I get like that peach apricot, like that stone fruit.
Stone fruit is primary.
And peach is the first thing I smelled.
And I mean, that might just be what they had this year. So it's interesting. Lambics. Here's another Lambic story. The Lambic season. So lambics need a nighttime temperature of 8 degrees to minus 8 degrees Celsius. So as we warm, the growing season goes shorter. So it used to be about 154 days in Europe, and now it's about 140, just due to like global warming. So lambics are becoming harder to make because there's less season.
See, that's interesting, because I would have thought it would be much warmer, because if you are fermenting something, normally you want it within a certain range of, and what was the degrees you just said? Were you going Celsius, did you say?
Yeah,
Celsius. Obviously.
Celsius. So the thing is,
Why doesn't it freeze?
It's just warm, and it's fermenting. It's alcoholic a little bit, right? So they boil it first. Now, normal beer is boiled for like an hour, right? We'll say 45 minutes, an hour. They'll boil it for several hours. It's a completely different beer making method. It uses none of the traditional, like, at all. It doesn't use it. Like, it uses traditional methods as far as like ingredients, right? Because it uses all the proper ingredients to be classified like under the German beer laws. But it's done different. They cool the wort down outside. They use natural fermentation. They use a really long boil. They put in old hops, right? And then it's always blended. Like, you never just have a lambic. It's almost always a variety of lambics.
Okay.
Because some might have ended up just kind of vinegary, or some end up more fruity. So brewers will
an average.
Always trade.
Interesting. Okay.
Mix.
Interesting. And then, so when they have a blend, are they able to use the bacteria and yeast from one blend and start a new blend with it? Like, do they seed their blends, or is it always just whatever's in the air?
It's whatever's in the air, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's not that the beer, like, it's not. Oh, sorry. It's not a vessel full of beer. It's a vessel full of wort.
Yeah, you can see it's starting to get a little cloudier. A little bit.
There's a lot of beer.
Should we swirl it a bit and then re-pour a bit?
There's a lot of beer in here. It's 750 milliliters.
Yeah.
It's a massive bottle.
Oh, it's just like drinking a bottle of wine. Like wine is 13%, 14%.
This will.
We have
This will give you a significantly bit bigger headache than wine.
Okay, what is that? The difference in sugars? There's no.
Oh, I think so. Yeah, it
Interesting.
would be pretty tough to drink a whole bottle of this. So.
Between two people. Oh,
Your screen went blue. That's
Yeah.
fine. It'll.
we look very blue now. Can we turn the screen
just
off?
turn the screen off. We can edit this out if I can figure it out.
I don't know how to do it.
Oh, sorry.
There we go. We look like Smurfs there for a second.
Got a giant.
That definitely should stay in.
We'll see.
Okay, so my question is, I was going to ask you about one of the processes you just mentioned was they used old what? You said they used old something.
Hops.
Old hops. So what do you mean old
Dried out
hops?
hops. Those be like older hops.
Like they've
Because
been
they don't
used
need
before?
it. No, it'll
Okay.
be us older like stuff that's been sitting around.
So they've gathered
more
yeast
dried
and
hops,
bacteria on the hops themselves?
No, they just use hops as essentially disinfect. So hops are used to kill the bacteria.
Okay.
Kill some of like the bad bacteria.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's all they're really used for. Because to be beer, you have to use hops. Technically.
See, now it has less vinegar.
Yeah, mine is like quite chunky, which is off-putting because I'm like
Really?
a very visual guy.
It doesn't bother me at all. See, I was making my own kombucha. We also make our own wine. And when you make your own kombucha, before you bottle it, you need to stir the vat. And so that's what made me think like, oh, we should have stirred this. Because of course you are going to get more clear liquid at the top with vinegar, and all the yeast falls to the bottom, and any sort of chunks that you get.
To be fair, it's chunkier now because it's been stored on its side.
Right.
So
everything would have settled. Right.
On the
one side. Right.
So of course as you pour it, it's just going to be mixed anyway, because as I stood it up, it probably, swirls.
But you want to store it on its side so that the cork stays moist, right?
And that's the story. I don't know if that's true. Like, I don't know if that's an actual thing.
I think you can get a dried out cork and it.
I just put it on the side because it's a giant bottle, and the box it was in was just, I don't know.
It's been down here in the cool area. Yeah, we have a very cold basement, so. Oh, I like it. Yeah, it's funny that bugs you. I just love natural ferment.
But it's interesting because.
Have you noticed the vinegar has gone down in the second glass?
Yeah, a little bit. So now you get more of that pit, like fruit
very
pit, stone fruit pit.
Yeah.
You get more. It's very astringent.
It's kind of earthier now, though. Like more of that hay is coming in.
You get more.
The yeast.
Yeah, so more yeasty, more like that cheese factor that they talk about, right?
Now I really want cheese with this. I wish we'd bought fancy cheese for this. Yeah. A little bit of blue cheese and some like something like that would be really good right now.
You get a little bit of strawberry.
Yeah, there is fruit.
Apricot for sure. So definitely they're using peach, and definitely they're using apricot. Like 100% undoubtedly. Lindemans, I'm guessing almost for sure there's berries in.
Okay, so is that actual apricot or is this the hops?
No, it's actual.
Because sometimes you say like, oh, it's citrus, but you're saying that's actually the citra hop.
No,
so this is actual fruit being used? So what is the chance they use blueberries and you're going to die?
It's been sitting. So before they put it in the bottles, it would have been in a bottle for a year. No, at least a year before they even put it to market, plus the vat. So it'd be just dead because it was probably made in 2009.
Yeah, you think if a berry's fermented enough, then it won't murder you?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just going to be like, I'd be sick already probably.
Yeah.
And I had 2009.
Oh, okay.
So now it's
good.
fine.
I just always worry with these. You never know what's in them, right? So if anyone wants to murder Wally, send us blueberry Timbits, and he will accidentally eat them, and he will hate you forever.
Yeah, I will just not eat them. Timbits, because it's gross.
Well, there goes the Tim Hortons sponsorship.
Okay. If anybody wants Tim Hortons spot, let me know. Sorry, I'm just reading the bottle. See if it's all. None of it's in English, so I can't read it.
It's not in English?
No. Anyways, it's Horrell's Mega Blend 2011 if you want to look it up. Again, this was our 100 subscriber special. Thank you everybody for tuning in and for being one of our subscribers. Horrell's Ut Goose Mega Blend of Lambics from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different breweries. 3 Fontaine or Trois Fontainen. I can't say that word. Boone, Timmermans, Oud Bursel, Hanson's, Decam, Detroche, Lindemans, who are definitely the most popular out of all them. It was
So
good.
is Horrell the brand?
Horrell is the brand.
The brand.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, I love it. I definitely could drink the whole thing, but I won't.
Because
it is 1 o'clock on a Monday.
On a Monday, yes.
On a Monday.
So there we go. 100 subscriber special. Hopefully we can get to 1,000 and do something super special. Maybe. So what'll be the next goal? What's the next number?
500.
500?
Yeah.
Okay, 500. We'll do the 1 chip challenge.
Oh, the 1 chip challenge. Awesome. So what is the 1 chip challenge for those who have never heard of it before?
You buy a chip made like of scorpion peppers and ghost peppers off Amazon or something. Anyways, it's mega hot and then you can't drink anything at all for like 5 minutes.
So it's the opposite of this channel. So he'll have to do something and then not drink anything instead of spending his whole time drinking on camera.
Yes. But I think it's a good gimmick. Unless somebody else out there has a better challenge.
Right. Right. Yep.
I will drink a case of Coors Light Live on stream.
Yeah.
Case of nothing. No, I'm not
A
gonna do
case. Oh, brutal.
12.
I do want to see you review some of the beer. You talked about this with Dave and Kyle, and I really want to see you review a Rickard's Red because that was sort of your intro to not drinking something that was just like
it's
Molson.
barely above that, and there's not much to review.
But I want to see what you'd actually rate it. Like what
I don't know.
Because it's definitely not going to be a 2 because it's not like a disgusting flavor.
Yeah,
it's not like something
much.
you don't like.
The issue is like now that we do these, it's really hard to review a Rickard's Red or Coors Light.
Why?
Well, same reason like the other lagers we've had is there's not much to it.
It's like a one.
We
note.
say one sentence and it's like done. The review's done.
Right. Still, it'd be fun. Okay. So each of you pick whatever you rated highest, but when you first started. I think that's a great idea.
Mine was definitely Rickard's Red.
Rickard's Red.
And I don't know if that was serious or a joke. My first check-in ever was Fat Tire.
Yeah.
From New Belgium. Fat Tire is brewed. New Belgium's a company from Portland, I think. But they brew out of Steam Whistle's brewery in Ontario.
And so, how can people find you on Untappd? Because that's kind of a cool. Do you
just
welcome
check the
viewers
description
finding
below. Just look in the description. And my Untappd's in there.
Great.
Yeah,
Okay.
People are always adding me.
That's perfect. So I have Untappd, and all my Untappd is ciders and sours. And then sometimes whatever I've tried that you've given me.
In the advent calendar you want.
Yeah, I keep forgetting to put them into Untappd because of course I'm only having a little bit.
That's fine. Put it as taster.
But yeah, then you can. I realized Wally told me you can put taster, and so that's really nice. So you can actually like remind yourself that you haven't had much because of course if you have a whole one it does taste different. But it's been nice to be able to try different things, and I am finding I'm getting more of a taste for things that aren't a sour. Like I really like Glitter Bomb, and I really like hazy. Yeah, I'm getting into the hazy sort of beers that have that juicy sort of flavor. The Phillips Brewing Old Man Watershed Council beer, that's one of my favorites, and of course I work for Old Man Watershed Council. I guess I didn't introduce myself, I'm just wife.
No, I said you're Callie.
Yeah, I know, but I know I have a name.
Nobody knows any of my dark secrets.
Oh yeah, they don't know they don't know all your history either, I guess. But
they don't need to.
Yeah, you don't need my life history either. But I think it's really cool when there's breweries who are doing these, sort of charitable activities, and I think we should give extra attention to those. Sort of like you had some of the beers that you reviewed that had specialized labels, and the proceeds go to a certain organization. I don't know. I think that's really
this
cool.
year. So
I'm always willing to try one of those.
Phillips does it twice a year. They do BC and Alberta, I think.
Yeah.
Nonprofits, environmentally based nonprofits.
Yeah.
They do it. So you had
I think it was just that one year that it was specifically environmental.
Oh, okay. So, but they pick a theme.
Yeah.
But anyway, so environmental. They did a hazy IPA for the BC one. You guys did, I think, like a hazy Kolsch.
Yeah.
And it was really good.
It was absolutely delicious.
Really, really good.
And I had it later because somebody had bought a 4-pack and then not had it. And I ended up with one, and it that was about 9 months later, and it still tasted good. Some of these last
You might see it
longer
come
than
back
others.
just under a different name.
Yeah, I hope so. It was really good. It'd be great if it was under the same name. Just keep it.
But there's been quite a few. So this year they did the Black is Beautiful series.
Okay.
So
Is this
essentially,
Phillips still?
no, this is just a different
place.
I don't know who started. So they Black is Beautiful base recipe. You could take it and then you would add your own, whatever you want.
And then the
extra
label.
Coffee, extra.
I assume
and
whoever
then,
was
and then
using
a
the
label,
label
yeah.
would donate to an organization. Okay. It was all the same organization. Yeah. Yeah, I think those are really cool. I think those deserve extra attention, and I'm always willing to try, even if it's a stout or porter.
Yeah.
I will try it if it's a benefit beer. I think that's really cool.
Or just cause.
Or just cause. If you give it to me, I will try it. I just wouldn't buy it. Because I know I'm not going to have something really useful to say. But that's just the way it is.
We have company.
Yeah.
Mailman's here.
Probably.
Okay, well, since their dog's barking, we'll end it. All that said, at Fermented Nerds on all the social medias. Hit the bell button for notifications. Hit subscribe if you haven't. And thumbs up, of course, because then it helps with YouTube algorithms, they say. I don't know if it's true, but we'll say it does. And also tell your friends. Word of mouth is the best advertising, I think. So tell your friends. We have more coming up.
Comment down below whether I should drink this whole bottle or not.
We'll comment challenge now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Because like all our kids' YouTube shows where they make you subscribe in 5 seconds. Yes, comment below if she should drink all of this, but also all the chunks.
Oh, I will drink all the chunks. I have no problem with that. I have zero problem with textured beverages.
No, don't get me wrong. It was great. It's really complex.
Yeah.
Almost too complex for me. Like, every time I drank, I was like, okay, is that blackberry? Is that this? Is that this? You know?
Yeah.
It's really, if you can find a bottle, they're not super cheap, but if you can find a bottle, I would definitely do it. Check out Lambics, period. Lambics are super awesome always. Not always, but all the ones I've had have been really good, and they're really unique every time. Mm-hmm. And odds are, if you get an annual Lambic, like their Lambic they do constantly, it's always going to be different. Maybe by bottle per bottle, not year per year. Mm-hmm. Just because it's wild fermentation, it's not controlled. They're not adding stuff in to change things to balance it. Like the reason there's 5%. Right? They probably look at their original gravity and they'll adjust a little bit to make their final gravity, so they know that they're in their like 6 to 8% range. Not like a normal beer where it's like we have to be 5%, so we're gonna make sure exactly water to the ounces in there to make 5%.
Yeah, I've got my specific gravity is calculating. I'm just waiting for another, I think, 3 days, and the wine will be ready. So
Good.
I have one of those. It's a long floaty thing, and it sinks as it gets more alcoholic. So
Perfect.
It's my favorite thing.
And all that. So check all our things. We will have fermented wives soon, if you haven't seen it already. Hopefully that'll become a regular thing. The OGs, the FN OGs, we're gonna do more shows before New Year's, and just always stay tuned for maybe more live shows, and always taping shows and talking to breweries. Got some lined up. I think we're gonna talk to a few. Town Square, probably be on from Edmonton,
Great.
because I had one of their beers and I didn't like it, and I had another one of theirs and I loved it. So we've been talking, and we'll probably have them on a show. Of course, it's Christmas when we're taping this, or like right before Christmas, so it's hard to really get breweries on.
I'm wearing red just because it's festive. So.
I'm wearing this shirt because this is a shirt I
this
wear
is the
when
shirt you wear.
I do shows.
Yeah, that's very nice. It's a very nice shirt. If you would like Fermented Nerds merchandise, comment down below.
Yeah. One day we'll hopefully have like a Teespring or something down below that you can buy. Or
No, direct.
Direct.
Get all the profits.
First we have to make them.
We will figure it out.
These shirts were very expensive to make.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's it. 100 subscriber special when we're at 110 as of time of this video.
And I want to say thank you so much. Watching Wally do his shows is one of the highlights of my day. I'm going to be very sad when he's not doing a daily show. Because I look forward to it. I look forward to it so much every day. And I love it when people are interacting. It's not just me flooding the comments. And I really appreciate everyone who has subscribed. And I think it's meant a lot to us as a family, because it's something that has sort of brought us together over this strange 2020 year.
Yeah, it's really given me something to do.
It's given him something to do, and
a whole new skill set. Like I know how to video edit, which is really weird.
No, I think it's great, and I just really appreciate everybody, all of the support, and I really think it's cool.
Oh, and also, this is totally off topic, but comment down below what you think about this camera. Because this is the second time I've recorded on this camera, I think, second or third. Although the videos will always be out of order. Is it better than earlier videos? I think it is.
Yeah.
The last one we did looked really good. Hopefully we can get a cool backdrop.
And if you have camera tips,
Yes.
email Wally directly. Don't comment. That's way too much information.
fermentednerds@gmail.com. All our contact info, where you can find us on all social medias, @fermentednerds, of course. My Untappd is below, email is below. If you're a brewery or brewer, also look down below and you can get a hold of us. We'd love to support anybody who needs supporting at this difficult time.
Email Wally for where you would like to send your free samples.
Yes, I will take all the free beer I
Yeah,
can.
we will give you a mailing address.
And even if you give me free beer, I might not review it well, so keep that in mind. Also, if you don't like doing direct and you want to go through a store, contact Anu at Westminster Liquor in Lethbridge. He's one of my show sponsors, and he will gladly bring it in for me to try,
Yeah.
and then hopefully sell more of.
And we have decided you do need to send a 4-pack because you need one for Wally, one for Kyle, one for Dave, and one for me, but I won't be on camera.
We have to pay out the dividends
Yes.
to all the owners.
All the fermented. And it was really cool seeing you guys all on the show. So the more times we can see you conversing like that, I think the better.
That's right.
Yeah. Once we get all the technology figured out.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's been fun. Been interesting. Okay, we've rambled. So that is about 30 minutes or so. 40 minutes? I don't know. How long
I
has
think we
it
did
been?
pretty good.
Yeah, we did pretty good. Okay,
Yeah.
so with all that said, that's Callie. This is Wally. This is Fermented Nerds, and we are out.